Hello, my people. What you man saying? So this is gold, and this is another trade that I actually took. So right now, based on my 1 hour chart, you could say price is bearish. You could also say price is bullish. So if you didn't have our SMA, you would potentially think that price is bullish based off this zone, which is completely fine. However, as long as you have a set of rules that helps you take this trade, then there's really nothing wrong. However, we now know what the SMA brings for us. We know how valuable the SMA can be. So this is why we trade with the SMA and we don't ever trade against it. So in this case here, because I know where the SMAs are, you could say that price is double-sided. We kind of reacted from it, hovering below, hovering above. But overall, I would say that we're bearish. And the reason why is because we've come into this zone here, and this was an unmitigated zone, and it's still quite an unmitigated zone. Where this is your one, this is your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then obviously price has swept, kind of created that double top, and it looks like price is reacting down now. So obviously now that's the case, and my bias is shorts. I can now frame my day and see how the lower time frame is. So when I go down to my 5-minute chart, we can also see that we are clearly bearish, and we had this zone from this high to this current low, or even this current low at the time. But let me just use this one for now. And we've have it should have been like that, but even within this price action, we do have SPS where this could have been your 1, this could have been your 2, this could have been your 3. Look, price sweeps 4, 5. So maybe you are able to capitalize on this quick scalp back down, and then maybe potentially that's you done for the day. Let me just rewind it back. So maybe from this, that's your quick scalp, and then that's you done for the day. If I go to the 1 minute, this is how it looks like on the 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tapped in area of interest, and then yeah, so that could maybe entice you. I did see this, however, I did not want to take this trade because I knew that potentially price might want to come back and sweep this internal protected high. So in my mind, I always had it as this will be my 1, this will be my 2, this will be my 3, and obviously I'll be waiting for 4 and my 5. So obviously if I just let price play out again, so we actually come close to it, and we actually failed to sweep it. But again, like, remember, SPS ain't got to be perfect, and I can now say that this is my 3, this is my 1, this is my 2, this is my 4, and now this is my 5. So we don't necessarily, and obviously we tapped the, no we don't, so we don't actually tap the 50% as well. Wait, do we? No, we don't. Okay, which that's completely fine. So when I go down to my low time frame, which is my 1 minute, I could see that price was still pulling back, or price was still bullish. So all I done was just wait for price to switch in order flow. So technically we came from in this black price player. Okay, so that's the first switch in order flow. So where did we come from? We had a low, a high, a low, a high, now a lower low. So that's the first flip, and then from this flip, that would be called a market structure break. Market structure shift, sorry. And obviously when we let price play out, we are now below the SMA. And then we have, so one of the reasons why I did take this trade was because if you just, let me just clear my, so you guys can see. Let me clear this one in the background. So if you see where the flip happened, technically this was a validated pullback because this is a swing low. This candle's lower, then one to the left and then one to the right. And on GC, this is not a candle close, but I promise you this was on my MGC. This was definitely a candle close. Let me check. MGC. Can you see that? So on my MGC, You see that there? This was a candle that closed below, so above. So this is a validated swing low. So on GC it's not there, but you guys, I just showed you that for proof. That man's not capping, but yeah. So that was actually a candle close. So I already knew that in that protected high, in that case of this validated zone, would have been a could have been a super liquidity. So now this is my 1, this is my 2, this is my 3, 4, and then my 5. Obviously we have areas of interest where price might want to tap into this area here and then continue down. I mean, I could also drag it from this low to this high. It really depends, up to me. But yeah, so let me turn on my SMAs again. But now we're above the SMA, but we'll get to that. So price now gets below the SMAs. We now retest. See, we now retest. So maybe somewhere within here could have been your entry if you was feeling confident. Somewhere within here could have been an entry. However, I actually got in quite late, so I got in from here where I just let price tag me in like that. Shorts, start above this high, and then I aimed for this low, start above this high, and I targeted that low, and then let price play out. That was me done for the day. So again, when I go to my 5-minute chart, we can see where we came from in terms of this high to this low. We didn't quite tap the 50%. However, just through lower time frame structure, all we done was just follow what the SMAs was giving us, structure was giving us, and obviously we took the opportunity to take this trade lower based off our bigger or higher time frame SBS. So at the time, we didn't enter off the bit above the SMA. We wait for the flip. That flip gave us a validated swing area. That was ended up being a sweep. Obviously not on GC, but on MGC it was, as you guys already saw. Obviously we tapped an area of interest. I can even narrow it down to this area because it's my last up down movement. So this is the SNDR, and then from here obviously price had a nice reaction. We even came back, retested the 200 SMA, so you can have even had your entry from this area here, stop above this high, and then that could have been you also done for the day. I mean, you could have also entered like this, where you have your stop above this high, and then that's also you done for the day. So there are many different entries that you could have used to partake in this, but overall, we was able to identify what the higher time frame potentially wanted to do in terms of price being bearish. All I done was just go to my lower time frames to match that, and I went down to my lower time frame to potentially get an entry or look for the earliest flip possible. And these are the same things that we look over and over again. In terms of RSI, let's see. In terms of RSI, no, we don't have RSI. No, we don't have RSI, which is, I mean, we do here. To be fair, we do here, because this is higher. So you could say that this was RSI as well. Yeah, you could say that this was RSI as well. So yeah, so we had a lot of confluences that stacked up against our odds, which made it a bit more favorable. But that's it from me today. Wherever you guys are in the world, I wish you guys a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night. But always remember that victory belongs to the most tenacious, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.